My name is Charles Dickens, and I bid you a very warm Christmas welcome, my friends, to Mr. Dilly's A Merry Victorian Christmas!
Anyways, I opened up my door and I garbs on this young couple. I says, "Are you alright?" They looked right frazzled, they did. The young master, he said his name was Joseph and his wife sitting up there on the donkey, she was called Mary, I believe. Anyway, they asked me, the innkeeper, if I got any rooms left in me inn. I said, "Oh, you're odd. Wait a moment, young master," I said. "You're having a laugh, ain't you? What with King Herod's census going on, we're all booked right up." Then this fella Joseph, he says, his wife Mary, she's having a baby. God blast me, I thought, blast me. So I said, "Look, the best I can do is me barn. I got a barn, I got a stable over there. That's the best I can do. That's the best I can do, mind." But what I didn't realise was the lass, she was having a baby tonight!
The nativity story of the birth of Jesus in a stable in Bethlehem would now and forever be at the heart of winter festivities. But for most people in early Victorian times, Christmas Day was a working day as usual, and for all but the most wealthy, it was not a time of great feasting or parties. There was a feeling that too many Christmas traditions had fallen out of fashion, and that a rebirth of these traditions was needed, and things were about to change. The tradition of British people decorating their homes with greenery such as mistletoe, holly and ivy, which were thought of as magical plants because of their winter berries, dates back hundreds of years. But it took Queen Victoria's husband to turn the British people to the tradition of the wonderful Christmas tree.
Oh, I am thinking this is schoolboy. Wunderbar, wunderbar, wunderbar. Yeah. Welcome to the Windsor Castle. Today I am very excited today. It is the Christmas Eve. And so today, in the Windsor Castle, we will be decorating the Christmas tree. Yeah, wunderbar, sauerkraut. Now, we most of the people in the Britain, the idea of having a Christmas tree is completely new, but not so here in the Windsor Castle. Oh, sauerkraut! I love this! Later we have the newspaper, the London News, come to do a little drawing of me, Prince Albert, my wife, Queen Victoria, and my 6 children. Oh, the wunderbar!
Prince Albert and Queen Victoria were very popular, and the illustration of the royal family's Christmas tree in the newspaper made having a Christmas tree very fashionable. Soon, everybody wanted one, and within a decade of the drawing of the royal tree being published, people of all social classes had embraced the idea of having a Christmas tree.
It is me, the Prince Albert, who has made this such a big wunderbar tradition. Yeah! Now, I will take it as my personal German responsibility to decorate the trees here at the Windsor Castle with the little wax candles and the little sweeties and the little barley sugars and the little sugary plums. Oh, I love the sugary plums! Yeah. Oh, it's such a happy day. I am so excited today. Getting out of school, but I love the blessed festival of the Christmas. Wunderbar!
Decorations were homemade with oranges stuck with cloves, cinnamon sticks and pine cones. Trees were often over-decorated. It was seen as a sign of class. The more decorations you had, the richer you were. But another great revival of Christmas traditions in Victorian times came from a writer and a book that changed Christmas forever.
Children! Come! I have news! Good day to you, my friends, and welcome to the Dickens household. And yes, today is the best of all days for 2 wonderful reasons, and both that put me in high spirits indeed. The first being, my friends, it is finished. My little Christmas book that I've been working on from morning till night for the past 6 weeks flat out. My little Christmas book that has made me weep and laugh and weep again, walking around the streets of London for 15 or 20 miles many a night when all the sober folks have gone to bed, as the tale unfolded within my mind.
I have had no time to think of anything else but my poor children, my poor wife. But it is done. My little Christmas book, A Christmas Carol, is finished. Which brings me to my second reason. It is December, and that means Christmas is getting ever nearer. I've always thought of Christmas time as a good time, a kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time. The only time I know of in the long calendar year where men and women seem by one consent to open their shut-up hearts freely and to think of people below them as they really were, fellow passengers to the grave and not just some other race of creatures bound on other journeys. Ah, here they come, the children, laughing away. There is nothing in this world so irresistibly contagious as laughter and good humour. Ah, I must make them laugh some more.
The story of A Christmas Carol captured the heart of the nation and rapidly spread around much of the world. In 1843, the same year it was published, the very first Christmas card was also made and went on sale. A gentleman called Sir Henry Cole wanted a card he could send to friends and colleagues that wished them a Merry Christmas. 1,000 copies of the cards were printed, and the cards he didn't send, he put on sale for 1 shilling. The plot of A Christmas Carol brought back into the public consciousness the need for Christmas to be centred on family and charity. And at its heart was the man with no heart, Ebenezer Scrooge.
Bug. Well. It's not looking a bad day so far. A nice bit of extracting money by deception and some threatening behaviour. One gets precious little appreciation for being nasty. Speaking of nasty, how's that house I sold you, Cratchit? Cratchit! Where the blazes are you, Cratchit? Anyway, whatever you are, I expect the house is still falling down. Ha! Bob Cratchit, my sole employee. He asked me if he could have Christmas Day off tomorrow so he could spend it with his family. Well, I said, I don't normally do this, but out of the kindness of my heart. No!
Oh, you rotter!
Christmas? Humbug! A poor excuse every 25th of December to pick a man's pockets. I don't care if it is Christmas Day. I've got people to kick out of their homes. Cratchit said to me, surely you can't go kicking people out of their homes on Christmas Day. Oh, yes I can.
Oh, that's nasty.
I like being nasty. I like being horrible. And I like throwing people out of their homes on Christmas Day. Ah, humbug, I tell you, humbug! Christmas, what a worthless time of year! Humbug!
The Christmas cracker was invented by Tom Smith, a London sweetmaker, in 1846. The original idea was to wrap his sweets in a twist of fancy-coloured paper. Later in the Victorian period, the sweets were replaced with gifts and paper hats, and he got the idea of a banging cracker whilst watching a log fire sparkling and crackling, and so making sure the crackers went off with a bang.
All right then, how do, it's Bert here, Bert the shepherd, how do. Now, I don't know what's got into my sheep tonight, they're so restless, my sheep tonight, I don't know what's got into them like. Hey up, what's that over there? What's that? Why turn off the light? Why you turn off the light? You're blinding me eyes! Turn it off, you're scaring me sheep! Turn the light off, will you?
Do not be afraid. I am an angel of the Lord. My name's Gabriel, and I bring you good news of great joy. Today, in the town of David, a Saviour has been born to you. He is called Christ the Lord.
Well, talk for letting me know, Gabriel, talk for letting me know. But hold on a minute, Gabriel. You just made me drop a few donuts there, Gabriel. You made me drop a few donuts. Well, phew. Right now, listen. Excuse me, your bright shininess, but are you sure like you got the right address? Because, it's just that I'm just a shepherd, and that goes for the rest of the lads here as well. I'm just a shepherd. Could you have a little double check there, Gabriel, if you don't mind? Have a little double check.
Let me just double check, Bert.
No, take your time, take your time. But I do need to be off to the loo at some point, Gabriel, because on account of your rather dramatic entrance, it's giving me a rather dramatic exit, if you know what I mean, Gabriel, if you know what I mean.
Here it is, to the shepherds watching their flock by night. That's you, isn't
That's
it,
us.
Bert?
That's us. Yeah.
Fantastic!
So,
now, God has chosen you to be among the first to see the
Fantastic,
newborn king.
fantastic. Well, all right then. If Bert's been called by a newborn king, Bert's gonna go. I'll get the rest of the shepherds together and we'll be off to Bethlehem and go and see this amazing thing the Lord has done for ourselves. Yeah, we'll go and see this newborn king, this little babby, Bert, Bethlehem, babby. So, Sheep, what have you got to say about going to see this newborn king, Christ the Lord? Bah! Didn't you ever see anything else, Sheep?
Well, I think it's jolly exciting, actually.
Throughout the 1840s, the fashion for celebrating Christmas continued to expand, boosted by Dickens' book and the activities of the royal household. No matter what your economic circumstances, a festive bird was central to Christmas dinner. During the early part of Victoria's reign, this would have meant a goose. Poorer families in England started saving for Christmas by joining goose clubs, allowing them to save a few pennies each week to buy their bird, with turkeys much too expensive for most people. But slowly, the turkey began to become more and more popular.
Hey! Alright, it's me, Terry! Terry the turkey! How you doing? Tickety-boo! Tickety-boo! Alright, listen, got a minute, have ya? Bit of a chin wag? Yeah? Let me tell ya. I'm really excited, me. Why? Because it's my first Christmas! Tickety-boo! Yay! Nice gaff as well. Me and the other lads have just been walked through lovely gaff at his bee's knees. Belongs to a young couple, Albert and Victoria. Heard of them, have ya? Yeah, nice gaff, innit? Oh, but to be honest with ya, I'm a bit cream crackered, me. Bit whacked. You see, me and the other lads have been walking from the farm for 3 months. Walking for 3 months? You having a laugh, ain't ya? Yeah, walking for 3 months. And the thing is with us turkeys, we've got little tiny legs, haven't we? Little tiny poor little legs, haven't we? So the farmer, he had these little boots made for us. Little tiny, special little leather turkey boots. I didn't let on to the rest of the lads because it looked a bit girly. But I've got to tell you, I love my little tiny little boots. Hey, I was over the moon, wasn't I? Over the moon, chickadee-boo!
Every year in time for Christmas, 250,000 turkeys were walked 100 miles from Norfolk to London. The journey took 3 months, and small leather boots were indeed made for the turkeys to protect their feet. With the arrival of the railways around 1845, turkeys could be moved much more cheaply around the country, and so they became easier to get and cheaper to buy, and having a turkey to eat at Christmas really took off.
Anyways, let's have a look here. Got the menu for what the dinner guests are eating tonight and all day for Christmas Day, all the celebrations and stuff. So shall we have a look, shall we? Let's have a little look here. Let's have a butcher's. Oh, lovely. Anyway, what they got first of all? So first of all, we've got veal and tortoise soup. Followed by a bit of turbot, bit of sole. Love a bit of turbot, me. Followed by, you've got your croquettes and your bacon. Oh, that's the business, innit? That's the business. And then for the main course, you've got your turkey, followed by your turkey? You having a laugh, ain't ya? Cheeky! Hang on a minute, park it there. Roasted turkey, cheeky! I'm absolutely gobsmacked, aren't I? Marched me all the way down here for 3 months in me little turkey boots, just so I can get eaten and pop me clogs. I don't think so! Right, time to leg it. Terry the turkey is out of here. Laters!
Also, because of the new railways, people who live far away from their families were now able to return home for the holidays for the first time, because they could travel quicker and easier. And so an interest in carol singing began to be revived, as more families gathered around the pianos together and sung songs, with pianos also having become cheaper to buy due to their mass production in the factories.
So, I got visited by my old business partner Jacob Marley, which would have been fine, except that he's been dead now for 7 years. He came to me all wrapped in heavy chains with a warning to stop being nasty or else. I told him I like being nasty. He told me that before the night is over, I will be visited by 3 spirits to explain the or else. I said to him, 3 spirits? What, gin, whiskey and rum? I thought it was quite good, that one. Humbug, the lot of you. Marley said if I don't stop spending my life focused on nothing but wealth and possessions and stop being so greedy, then my spirit will wander around like him, doomed forever in even heavier chains. Will you stop with the da-da-das? I'm more of a ba-ba-ba humbug person myself. Marley told me the first ghost will visit at the clock strikes tonight at midnight. The second is the clock tolls 1, and the third will come in a time of his own choosing. I said, do I get a discount if I see all 3 at once? Buy 2, get 1 free. No one can force me to change, especially not him and 3 ghostly spirits. I live my life the way I live it. What else can I be when I live in a world of fools such as this? What's Christmas time but a time of buying things you can't afford, eating food you can't digest, and singing tra-la-la instead of doing an hour's honest work? If I could work my will, every idiot that goes around with a Merry Christmas on his lips would be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. Too much? Humbug!
Christmas, or plum puddings, have been around in various forms for hundreds of years, originally made of beef or mutton with raisins, currants, prunes, wines and spices. The rich fruitcake called Christmas cake was originally called Twelfth Night Cake and was eaten to end the 12 days of Christmas on the 5th of January, celebrating Epiphany, when the 3 wise men visited baby Jesus. Mince pies, like Christmas puddings, were originally filled with mincemeat such as lamb, rabbit or pheasant, and made in an oval shape to represent the manger that Jesus slept in as a baby.
I am still the goodie as the schoolboy. Wunderbar, wunderbar. Now, as well as the Christmas trees I made very popular in the Britain from the Germany, I also brought over the glass baubles. I love the baubles. Also the angel on top of the tree, all the way from Germany. But my particular favorite that I bring over to Britain from the Germany is the gingerbread cookies. Now, the gingerbread had been in Britain for many a year, but it took me, Prince Albert, to make the gingerbread so very popular in the Britain again. The wunderbar. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce you to a friend of mine, the Godfrey, the gingerbread man. Say hello, the Godfrey.
Hello everybody, I'm Godfrey the gingerbread man.
Good boy, Godfrey. Good boy. Good boy. Now, today, me and the Godfrey would like to tell you all a few little jokes. Yeah. Good boy, Godfrey. I'm so very excited. Are you excited, Godfrey?
Oh, yes,
Wunderbar,
yes, Your
wunderbar.
Highness. I'm super
Godfrey.
excited.
Okay, boys and girls, the first joke I would like to tell you today is this. What did the biscuit say when it fell off the shelf?
What did the biscuit say when he fell off the shelf?
Oh, crumbs!
I don't think they like that one, Your Highness.
Okay, Godfrey.
Try again.
Okay.
Go on.
When should they take the gingerbread cookie to see the doctor?
When should you take a gingerbread cookie to see a doctor?
When it feels crummy.
That's a bit better, Your Highness. Go on. Give it one more try.
Okay. The last little joke from me and the Godfrey, the gingerbread man.
Go on. One more go.
Godfrey, what is crunchy and says meow?
What is crunchy and says meow?
A biscuit! Yeah. Thank you. Oh, well done, Godfrey. Well done. Thank you. Okay, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Thank you. Good boy, Godfrey. Wunderbar.
Although it became an accepted tradition in the Victorian age to give gifts at Christmas, it was the custom to send gifts of food more than elaborate presents. In early Victorian times, toys were handmade, so only wealthy people could afford them. But with the factories and mass production came another change, which brought with it games, dolls, books and toys, all at a more affordable price for Britain's growing middle class to give their children. However, a poor child's gifts would be an apple, an orange and a few nuts, and if they were really lucky, a small gift such as a book or a pair of gloves. One of the main reasons for the custom of giving and receiving gifts at Christmas is to remind us of the presents given to Jesus by the wise men.
Oh! I feel my temperature rising. Help me, I'm flaming. I must be 109. Thank you very much. The name's Melchior, King Melchior, and I'm one of the 3 wise men. Thank you very much. Now, me and the other wise men king people, we've been on a long journey. Me and the other kings traveling many miles from the east, following that star. It tells us the birth of a new ruler, a great king. Anyway, the star went ahead of us until it stopped over that barn there. Man, we were overwhelmed with joy. It's like a dream, man. It's like a dream. Wise man saying, you gotta follow that dream, wherever that dream may lead. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Me and the other wise men kings, we just went down to the barn, and on entering, we saw the child with Mary, his mother. We knelt down to the baby to offer him our gifts. I gave him the best gift, of course. I gave him the gift of gold. The second king, he gave him the gift of frankincense. And the third king, he comes running in. He says, but wait, there's more! Anyway, myrrh, that's fine, except the truth is, nobody knows what it is. Hey, wise man saying too, people, remember the truth is like the sun. You can shut it out for a long time, but it's never gonna go away. Thank you very much. Man, we just saw the first Christmas. That baby is gonna do some great things. So, wise man saying 3, have a little less fight, a little more spark. Close your mouth and open up your heart. Hey, thank you very much. Giddy up, whoa! Melchior has left a little building. Thank you very much.
The wealth and technology in Victorian times changed Christmas forever, allowing middle-class families to take time off work and celebrate over 2 days, both Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Boxing Day is called Boxing Day because servants and working people opened boxes from the wealthy containing gifts of money, with charity and help for the poor becoming increasingly important at Christmas during Victorian times. The lessons expressed in A Christmas Carol were beginning to affect the lives of more and more of the Victorian public.
So the baby Jesus was given special gifts at Christmas time. I'd quite forgotten. We haven't heard that story since I was a boy. A young boy. Why did I walk through crowds of fellow human beings with my eyes turned down and never raise them to the blessed star that led the wise men to a poor abode? Oh, I wish it could be Christmas every day. When the kids start singing and the bands begin to play. Oh, I wish it could be Christmas every day. When the kids start singing and the bands begin to play. So my Dilly Christmas book was published just a few days back on the 19th of December. And I've just received a letter this very Christmas Eve that it is already a sellout. Orders are coming in from all over the country. I wish my book to be a sledgehammer for the poor child, to open up the hearts of the wealthy and powerful with loving kindness towards the poor and the powerless. In my book, the 3 ghostly spirits that of Christmas past, Christmas present, and Christmas yet to come, they showed Scrooge himself how he used to be a cheerful soul who enjoyed the festive season, but he had become obsessed with making money, and the iron had entered his heart. The spirits made him see, and they transformed him into a kinder, gentler man, making him realize that he had to change his ways so as not to end up like Marley, forgotten and alone. Christmas, as Scrooge soon realized, should not depend on money or the size of presents, but being amongst family, loved ones, and friends with a generous dollop of Christmas spirit. I will honor Christmas with all my heart, and I shall try to keep it all year. I will live in the past and the present and the future the spirits of all three shall strive within me, and I will not shut out the lessons that they teach. Never, ever again.
And it was always said of Scrooge that he knew how to keep Christmas well. And may that be truly be said of all of us. And so let us reflect upon our blessings, of which each and every one of us has many, and not on our past misfortunes, which all of us have some. So here it is. Merry Christmas, and everybody's having fun. Look to the future now, it's only just begun, and the bells are ringing out for Christmas Day! At Christmas, we celebrate the birth of Jesus and share the story of the Nativity. The hope this brings is reflected in Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, showing us that Christmas is a time for family and friends, and sharing love, kindness and forgiveness. This is a message we can carry in our hearts, not just at Christmas, but all year round.
Merry Christmas to you!
Merry Christmas!
Tickety-boo, tickety-boo!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! Ja! Wunderbar!
Merry Christmas to you!
Merry Christmas!
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
A Merry Christmas! God bless us, everyone!